Nothing pisses me off more than those fucking dude bros that are like, are you even a real horror fan if you haven't seen a Serbian film or Hannibal Holocaust? Listen! Go jack off Lucifer Valentine and leave us the rest the fuck alone! Horror is not just gore! Horror is not just doing gross shit! There are several subgenres of horror, several nuances to horror. If you just want to watch people get fucking tortured for an hour and a half, beat off, I guess, enjoy Guinea Pig. I want to watch a funny demon man run stupidly at teenagers. I want to watch a girl slowly lose her mind to a cult. I don't want to see a man sexually assault his son while he is on drugs. I'm sorry. Like, take the disturbing movie Iceberg, squat over it, and pull a one guy, one jar and shove it up your ass. I fucking hate horror elitists. I hate them. I feel like there's a whole psychological discussion that we could be having about horror bros and how a lot of them come from a place of privilege to where they've never felt true terror and fear in their life. So instead of latching on to what actual scares and fear are, they latch on to disgust. Because I have seen so many horror bros, and you know the ones, propagate movies that don't have any real fear factor, it's just gross. Salo, fucking Human Centipede, a Serbian film. Some of those properties ain't even classified as horror, and yet these people will put them on a pedestal. I mean, even recently with that one dude that's writing Playground in the Slob. And I honestly believe it's because these people have never experienced true terror and fear in their lives that they latch on to what they personally believe is essentially the same feeling, which is being grossed out, which isn't fear. I know you did not just compare The Fly to a Serbian film in Human Centipede. Because the lack of media literacy you have is going to give me an aneurysm. I wasn't talking about body horror in that video. I was talking about the fact that a lot of men can't tell the difference between horror and disgust. The Fly is scary. It's a parallel to how a lot of people degrade when it comes to mental and physical illnesses. That's what it was inspired by. The creator's mother had cancer and he was watching her slowly deteriorate. But also, a majority of that movie is watching Jeff Goldblum's character go from a brilliant, kind, and loving scientist to a bestial insectoid. The loss of humanity is the horror. Losing control of not only your mental faculties, but your bodily ones. Your loved ones becoming frightened of you and you pushing people away unintentionally. Giving in to base instincts that you cannot control. And the one time Jeff Goldblum's character towards the end is able to exert control, it's to beg the woman he loved and unintentionally terrorized because of this transformation to blow his head off. And I think you might just be confused because Cronenberg does have a reputation. A well-earned reputation, but a reputation. But not all of his films are like that. Also, you brought up The Thing as another example, which you comparing The Thing with a Serbian film in Human Centipede. Wildin' the fuck out. The Thing is an amazing classic with amazing effects. But it's not just gross out horror, dude. The terror comes from the fact that your friend, someone you think you know and care about, could be a fucking monster that can turn around and eat you. It's not gross for gross sakes. Yes, it has body horror, but it's the paranoia. It's the isolation. Those are the main focal points. And here's why being gross for gross sakes really doesn't work in horror. It's because it's primarily used in the opposite side of the coin of horror, which is comedy. Gross out comedy is a thing that is actively discussed and talked about and used all the time. But here's something interesting. When people say they don't like gross out comedy, there's not as much backlash as when people say they don't like gross out horror. And I have to imagine it's because psychologically, certain individuals really do think that gross equates to fear. But if you truly and honestly believe that The Fly and The Thing are comparable in any way, shape, or form to being as debased and shitty of movies as a Serbian film and the human centipede, get off my page. I don't want media illiterate motherfuckers on my page unless they're trying to understand. If you're gonna come on the internet and just be wrong, go away. I don't even really like The Thing as a movie, but like, homie. This honestly feels like a direct parallel to American Psycho and Fight Club. Like motherfuckers looking at the media and just having no comprehension of it other than, oh, cool fight. There's cool splatter scene. Like, dude, there's a whole ass movie. There's a whole ass movie.